So with great pride, I introduce to you now Mr. or Dr. Augustus C. Ouano.
Who has also been in the United States and lived with us for a few weeks. Said, welcome to you. After 50 years, or almost 50 years, 2/3 of your life in the US, I know you have done something for the United States, for Europe, Japan, and all developed countries. But what have you done for the Philippines? So the thing I would like to show now is, where is information technology going, or where has it gone? And of course, IT computers started in the United States. Then it migrated into Japan, Taiwan, Korea, China, Southeast Asia, and India. And where is the Philippines? First, in order to be successful, we have to know what the society wants, right? You make something that the society doesn't care for, you're not going to sell it. Actually, this is an ultra-large-scale integration, because this is really a complete computer. It has memory, it has logic, and it has all the facility to attach to the interface, the human interface, the screen, the mouse, goes to the outside world. Okay, let's go through a very brief history of the IC, the integrated circuit. First of all, you need the transistors as the main component. And transistor was invented in 1947. Then came to be, since transistors are very small, some very smart engineers said, well, that way you end up with a very small device and very, very fast. So starts the integrated circuit history. It started with SSIC, which is small scale integrated circuit, was introduced in 1960. This is the time when I arrived in the US. So now we have the very large scale integrated circuit, which is now millions of transistors, silicon chip 1,000,000 times. I said, it looks like a city, doesn't it? Well, how does the computer work? The technology on what we call equilibrium principle. Chemical engineers know this very well. So anyway, this is what a nanochip technology looked like. As I said, a very important part of the integrated circuit is the metal line that connects the transistors. If you look at this picture, it's about the same. So can you imagine how many lines and how many transistors you can fit in the head of the pin? A lot. Okay, the hard disk drive. This is another phase that I was asked by IBM to work on. This is like a phonograph. You have a turntable, we call the disk, that's rotating at thousands of RPM. And flying above it is the read-write head. This is the head that reads and writes the data on the magnetic disk. Okay, now, what is the critical secret that allows you to make a disk drive that can hold gigabits? Now, you have those little hard drives, you can buy them. In fact, 1.5 trillion bits on one drive. What makes it work is this head that's flying over this disk is very close to the media. In order for that to have enough signal and to pack them very tight, the head has to fly very close to where it's writing and reading. You ask me how close? 100 nanometers, 100 billion of a meter. The history of the HDD was introduced in 1956 by IBM. The attributes of this hard disk drive, the platter that you see, the one that rotates, is 24 inches big. The number of disks that they have to build in order for it to be useful, 50 disks in one drive, 24 inches in diameter. Certainly not portable. Okay, what was it used for? See, the reason why the hard disk drive was invented by IBM is because all the data used to be, if you are old enough like me, you watch the movie about high side, you see in the computer this tape that goes back and forth like that, because it has to seek the data, because all the data are written sequentially. Now, if you have a hard disk drive, then you have what we call random access. You don't have to seek it. So that is the driving force. That's why you have to pay the price. So what is it used for? Well, national defense. You can't wait for that darn tape to find the data. You know, if you have a missile coming in at you, it'll be too late. What is the present HDD look like? Well, the diameter of the HDD now varies from 1 inch to 3.5 inches. That's why you have it in your laptop. RPM is now very fast, 7,000 to 15,000 RPM. Now, why do we want it fast? It's mainly because you can retrieve the data very fast with the RPM is high, because they stay on the track, you know. So, capacity is 1.5 trillion bits. Cost less than $100 now. Weight 2 pounds, certainly portable. Now the usage is very wide. It can be used for entertainment, all nonsense. Now they use it for playing games, all that stuff. So, what is the foundation of VLIC and HDD? Again, it's founded on material science and technology. Founded on micro and nanolithography and tribology, as I mentioned before. That's essentially the same here. Except, of course, that we are talking about, and you know, the room that we are breathing here now looks very clean, isn't it? But if you put a particulate detector there, you will be amazed at how much particulate you're breathing into your body every second. Imagine if it's nanometer, the size of the metal lines are nanometers, and you have a dust particle that is, let's say, 1 micron, that wipes out the whole chip. So you have zero yield. You can't make anything. Material science and technology certainly is based upon basic science, physics, and chemistry. Future of devices will be increased portability, that's what people would like to have, increased reliability, better performance and speed, increased versatility of use, and less power usage. So what does it take to play the game of high information technology? First of all, you need very large capital. Because as we said, you cannot produce those nano things without an ultra clean room. Now what does an ultra clean room mean? Means in a cubic foot of air, there can be no more than 10 particles greater than half a micron. Now the human body is a great emitter of particulate. Dandruff, hair, all kinds of stuff. So if you work in this condition, you will look like an astronaut, essentially, with the helmet. Your body has to be completely separated from the clean room. What does the government say about that? And most probably very important was that what does the guardian of the Filipino values has to say about that? So,